Set up tube feeds with me. This is my dinner as a girly whose stomach doesn't work and whose body hates her.
First things first is I'm going to need my J-tube extension because I'm going to be using some sterile water to flush out my tube before connecting up to my feeds. This is a super important part of keeping my J-tube functioning and running, is making sure that I'm flushing it regularly. I like to put a little bit of sterile water in my tube before I connect, so that way when I do flush it, I'm not just flushing air in my tube and into my tummy. Then I open up the little flaps on my GJ tube and I put the J-tube extension on, making sure that I'm matching up the two little black lines on the extension and my tube, and then twisting it to connect the extension. And then I put the G part of my tube cover back on to make sure I don't experience any leaking.
Now that my extension is connected, it's time to flush my J-tube. I'm gonna flush it again right before I connect to get that done. All right, let's go prep my actual tube feeds.
So to set up my actual feeds, I'm gonna need my pump backpack, my formula, my tubing, my pump, and my extension.
That is the most satisfying part every time, I swear.
I'm making sure that I shake up my formula very thoroughly before I pour it into my feeding tube bag. I usually use about 2 boxes of my formula. Sometimes I'll put water in to dilute it a little bit and give me a little extra hydration, but since I do IV hydration, I don't necessarily need to add my fluids into my formula. Making sure the lid is very tightly secured because it's a mess if it's not. I'm gonna prime my tubing. This is the prime button. If you don't want to manually prime your bag, you can always prime it when it's in the pump, just like that.
A moment for my pump sticker. It is literally so cute. Put the tubing in, wrap it around, pull, voila, and close it. Now I've just got to put this into my bag and turn my pump on. Bag is ready.
We're going to flush more sterile water and then connect to this connector. Lose a little water, but that's fine. Let's wrap up this tubage. I need to find a tubing clip. I know I have more, but this is the only tubing clip that I can find. We're gonna figure eight it. Voila. Cute little clip holding on my tubing. She's gorgeous. So coquette and girly, I'm obsessed. You push and hold the on and off button to get it to turn on, but then I'm gonna just clear out my volume total to make sure that I can properly measure how much I got in one sitting. Set my dose, set my rate, and then click it to run, and that is it. Thanks for watching. Follow for more.